Okay. Microphone check. Microphone check. All right. Can you all hear me now? Please give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Oh wow, this is something. The technology is something else. Please give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Hit the thumbs up. I believe my mic is working now. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, where this year, May 2021. Woo, I'm so excited. I do quarterly sessions of Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. And so for the month of May, I will be on every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This month, we are going to be talking about loyalty. And then I will break it down each week with a subtopic. So for week 1, I'll be talking about, as you can see, loyalty. Is it a good or a bad thing? Again, I am very sorry about the technical difficulties, and we are going to move this along because it's only a 30-minute segment, and we are slightly behind due to the technical difficulties. I am a degree counselor, and please excuse me, I am moving so many different devices at one time. So you'll see me looking here, looking there, looking everywhere. But I am a degree counselor. As you can see, I acquired my degrees from Ashford University from Iowa. This is Iowa, the university in Iowa. And so let me move this along. All right. I am going to play our website disclaimer. Of the technology that I am using, there can be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It should also be noted that due to changes in policies, all replies are to be used as advisory and informational only and will not constitute an official determination. Information provided by myself, other counselors, religious leaders, or people with life experience are subject to the limitations of current and available material. But the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the individual. Information online is designed to be helpful. However, this information does change frequently, and it is recommended that clients or individuals as yourself will consult another physician, another specialist, and or religious leader to aid in your overall behavioral wellness. Okay, so again, I am a Christian counselor. And I have a lot of oopsies going on right now. Please bear with me. I'm so sorry. But I am a Christian counselor. And so the scripture that I'm going to refer to for this month is Proverbs chapter 3, verses 21 in the NIV version. And as you can see, it says, "My son, do not leave wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion." And again, this is Proverbs chapter 3, verses 21. All righty then. So we're going to move along with our topic. I like to start out with definitions, and I know I don't want to discount anyone and just assume that you all that people know, but I'm going to speak on a behavioral aspect of these definitions. So loyalty, as you can see here, loyalty says a strong feeling of support or allegiance. Our second definition for this week is good. And so I'm talking again on a behavioral sense. So good, the definition for good is that which is morally right or righteousness. The third one is bad. And again, I'm speaking on a behavioral aspect. So bad, the definition for bad is failing to conform to the standards of moral or virtual acceptable conduct. And you know, we understand what acceptable conduct is. We do. You know, if you a lot of times you're a law-abiding citizen, maybe you're not. What we hope that most of us are. Okay, so we're going to move this along. This week, I'm going to be talking about the psychology of loyalty, and I took my research from a psychologist by the name of Dr. Michael Hurd, and I connected with his long-term studies or longitudinal studies of a psychology of loyalty, and certain things that I just wanted to highlight on this evening. So tonight's key points, what we're going to be talking about, or what I'm going to be talking about on this evening is about 5 different questions. Number 1, what is the difference between loyal and loyalty? Number 2, what is the difference between loyalty and respect? Number 3, what is loyalty and responsibility? Number 4, what are the two senses of loyalty? And number 5, is loyalty good or bad? Again, which that is our subtopic for this week. Loyalty, is it good or is it bad? I'm so glad to see the people that Mr. Jose, Sarah, cousin Esteem, Mr. Nathan. It's good to see you again on tonight. This is an open forum, so if you have any questions, or even if you have any type of life situations that you want to share, I will pause and I will share them, and we will talk about them on this evening. All right, so let's move this along. All right, according to psychologist Dr. Michael Hurd, he states that animals possess more loyalty than human beings do, and they're more brilliantly capable. But you know, of course, we as humans are more brilliantly capable of loyalty. But he's saying, but most humans, they very rarely display the attributes of loyalty. And so, what I want to do is, before we get started with this, no, you know what, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna actually answer these questions towards the end of this. So let's move this along. Again, this is a study, longitudinal study, according to Dr. Psychologist Michael Hurd. All right, so we did read loyalty is widely considered a virtue, as you can see here, and psychology generally falls into the line behind widely accepted virtues as a measure of mental health. So is loyalty actually healthy, wise, and good? And this is the question that he's posing. All right. So subconsciously, most people probably do equate loyalty with integrity. Integrity refers to consistency between your ideas, your principles, assuming that you have any, and your actions. Loyalty is also an extension of this principle, and it applies to upholding your ideals. But more specifically and concretely, loyalty concerns the people that are in your life who are important to you. So let me move on. Here we go. And this is where things get a little bit tricky. All right. Or a little bit complicated. So most of us do choose. We choose friends and romantic partners, our spouses, based on our vague or identified feelings alone. So whatever our ideals and our concepts are. For instance, let me give you an example. I chose my spouse because we had a lot of ethical virtues that were in common. Of course, we enjoy each other's company and we're sexually attracted to each other, of course. But we had the same ideals about family, raising a family, about marriage, about careers, and different things like that. So this is what Dr. Hurd was speaking of. How most people, they base their relationships on what they feel. So when it comes time to being loyal or disloyal to friends or associates, most people are unclear on what they're actually being loyal to. And as a result, they're left with nothing else but just feelings within itself. So if somebody annoys them for a trivial reason, it may be trivial, it may be non-trivial, but if they're annoyed, a lot of times people will reject the person or start backing away from them, and they don't really even understand why they're doing this. So later on, they might come to regret that decision by backing off from a person or staying away from them or just cleansing their lives, as people say. But if somebody does betray you for a very big reason, you're lost without a set of conscious convictions. Let me go back. If someone does betray you for a very big reason, you're lost without a set of conscious convictions to guide you. It's saying, so you might, some people may hang around a little bit longer over like a big betrayal. And then some people, like as he's stating here, they may, say, well, this person has been in my life for a long period of time, and maybe I shouldn't just challenge what they did to me. And some people they just won't change. They'll just stick it out. You know, even though they were betrayed, they felt betrayal and they were hurt by it, and which brings in a lot of distrust. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm sorry, from here. Um, so this person, if you live your life consciously by a set of conscious convictions and principles, then most people deliberately select their friends and loved ones accordingly. But if they value integrity and honesty, for example, then they may not only seek to practice it, but they may find people who do the same thing as them. You know how they say great minds think alike. Or if you want to show me who you are, show me your friends. That's an old saying that people used to say out that I was taught, and most people were taught. So ditto for any other virtue that you consciously hold near and dear to your heart and mind: intelligence, intellectual honesty, productivity, and rationality. So if you value your ideals consciously and you seek to upload them in daily life, then your friends and your spouses, family members will be very important to you. They're important to you because you all embody the same thing. And in your eyes, and hopefully in reality, you all do. Y'all value the same thing. So, which is your most cherished values. Let me pause here and tell you, give you a personal example with this. One of my most cherished values is honesty. If I can't trust you, then I'm not really going to, and that's just me. That's my safeguards. But if I don't trust a person, then they're most likely are not going to be a close confidant of mine. I'm not going to keep them in my circle, because a person that I can't trust, to me, is a dangerous person. Another a value of mine, integrity value of mine, is if you are a liar. If someone is a liar, that to me, that's someone that can't be trusted. That's also someone that I don't feel safe around. But that is just me. That's my values. And so this is what this is talking about right here, which is your most cherished values. So loyalty in this context is easy. And in that, betraying people who embody what's important to you would go against everything that you think and most deeply feel. In other words, because that's something that's important to me, trust and truth and being honest, because that's important to me. It is important for me to display those same characteristics and those values towards the people that I love and I cherish. So that's what this here is talking about. I'm going to go on and move along. So, according to psychologist Dr. Michael Hurd, most people are not consciously principled. Now, we watch the news every day and we see this. A lot of people really are principle challenged. They don't value their life, their walking life, so therefore they don't value anyone else's. And so, and what Dr. Hurd found out with his long-term study is that most people are not deliberately bad or evil either, not in most cases, but most people are pragmatists, excuse me. And what I did not do, I did not define the word pragmatist. So when you get a chance, I'm actually going to define it after this is over with, and then I'm going to put it in the comment section, the definition of pragmatist. And what he was saying is that he doesn't mean practical or rational. He means somebody who doesn't particularly hold any fixed set of convictions about anything. Which we're seeing this a lot nowadays. It's the old saying, we're seeing anything goes. I mean, just anything goes. And this is what he's talking about. Most people are just pragmatic. They're not bad, or they're not evil. They just don't have a set of values that they follow. It's too easy to not follow any. And so he says, so somebody who doesn't particularly hold any fixed set of convictions about anything, such a person, either by philosophical choice or much more likely by psychological default, goes through life making choices, including choices about work, friendship, and even romance or marriage. Again, this is some things that maybe some of us have experienced, or we have noticed with people that are close to us, or maybe even people that we've just been around. in the community, someone that lives in our neighborhood, someone that we've gone to school with, someone, like that, a coworker, anything. We may notice that this, in other words, flighty. They're flighty, a little flightiness. So this is including choices about work, friendship, even romance or marriage, based on what feels right or what works. And again, most people just do whatever feels right to them rather than standing on some kind of conscious ethics or values. Miss Barbara said that is so true. Yes, it is, Miss Barbara. It is so true. So without expensive ideas, principles, or philosophy of some kind, there's nothing else that will guide them. So while there's certainly nothing wrong with a choice that feels right or works, it takes more to build a strong case for a particular choice, especially in a significant area of their life. Now, he's talking about the pragmatic, and he's talking from a psychological point of view. As a Christian counselor, such as myself, it is very important because discipline is a part of most Christians' walk, or most people who are more ethical or integrous. Being disciplined in certain areas of your life is very, very important. Sanam said, "Amen, amen." Sanam. CJ said, "Please pray for my ministry." In fact, yes, yes, sir. Yes, we will. Yes, we will, CJ. And I'm sorry, I just lost so as a result, such people in the majority kind of go through life without a strong set of convictions about why they're making the choices that they're making. A lot of people won't even try to sit down and try to figure it out. They just continue to cycle on through their life, getting older and getting older and older, and trying to just ignore and let's act like this is not happening. If there's areas in their life where they're not so disciplined, and rather than try to fix it or try to work on it, become more mature in this area, a lot of people just act like it's everybody else. And one thing I've learned at a very, very, very early age, and I thank God I was taught, my mom taught me some very great values growing up, is that if everyone is telling you the same thing about you and it's a negative thing, then maybe that's something you need to really look at and try to work on and try to change these things. Condoleezza said, pragmatic, dealing with things sensibly, rationally, and practically rather than theoretically. Exactly, Condi. Exactly. Exactly. She knows what we're talking about. Again, because she's also a minister, so she deals with a lot of life issues. Since pragmatics, I'm sorry, let me go back. Generally, okay, we must be deep. All right, so if you do hold them, and okay, I'm sorry, I just skipped it because I was just answering the question. Excuse me. So we were talking about people convictions and the choices that they're making. So as further result, it's difficult to practice integrity in the realm of ideas, since a pragmatist holds no fixed ideas. And it's difficult to practice loyalty in the realm of friendship and marriage. Wow. Since a pragmatist has nothing consciously powerful or deep to which to be loyal. And we are actually seeing this so much now. We've been seeing it down through the years, but because things are more relaxed now. One thing that Dr. Hurd was talking about is showing a sense of discipline in your friendships and in your marriage. And people, they switch out friends. They switch out friends so quickly. And in marriage, most people, they have the mindset now is that I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to deal with whatever. And rather than abiding by our marital, our covet, what we says in good times and bad times, and sickness, till death do us part. And it's it's not easy, and I'm not telling anybody to stay in a toxic situation, because we know the difference between something that's worth working with and fighting for, and something that's just a lost cause. If you have a partner that you two are willing to work together, build together, grow together, even change for the better together, then stick it out. if you're dealing with somebody that's just, I mean, they're just closed-minded, and then I can't tell you what to do, but what I can suggest is maybe you can go and sit down and talk with a counselor, and you sit down and decide what you want to do in a situation like this. So our next topic on here. Okay, let me go back. I'm gonna leave that here. But it says it's generally considered more cool, normal, or socially acceptable not to hold any conscious convictions. Again, what I was just talking about. That's the norm now. It's the norm now. I mean, why be accountable? Why be accountable for things? Why change for the better? Because everybody's the same way. I'm not the only one that's like this. And that's really the norm, like he's saying now. So if you do hold them, not to hold them too strongly. So if people, Condoleezza said yes. If people, and it's harder for a person with convictions and virtues and values, which goes back to ethics, our ethics and integrity. And there's a whole theory on ethics theory and things like that. It's always often harder to stand on what's ethical and what's moral, because most people will choose to do wrong. They will just go along with the crowd rather than stand for what is right. And a lot of times you're finding out that you're standing alone. So most people, rather than standing alone and standing for what is right, they'll just go on and they'll just go along with any and everything, And so again, it's not like the doctor said earlier, it's not so much that a person is just unethical or bad or good. It's just the choices that they choose to make, and whether they choose or not to grow and mature. Okay, so but if you must hold deep, intense, or conscious convictions, then at least don't let anybody. This is the thing. Don't let nobody know that you're ethical. You just act like you just like everybody else. Okay. So not only is this boring and shallow, but it makes something most of us do consider virtuous, loyalty, impossible. Okay. So the doctor said that he suspects that this is one reason why so many people get attached to their dogs or their cats or their animals. He said because these animals possess a consistency, and integrity on a non-conceptual level. Wow, of which human beings are more brilliantly capable again of doing, but they rarely display. So this is the findings of Dr. Hurd. He was saying, as far as loyalty is concerned, we're not on the lower level of an animal. We have a brain to where we can think and function. We can grow. We can mature. We can learn. And we can display right and wrong decisions. But Dr. Hurd found that most people will just go along just to get along. He will go along just to get along. Most people will just do that rather than stand for what is right. So let's revisit these questions, the initial questions that I started out with, and we're gonna define them really quickly. Okay, let's start out with these questions. All righty then. Here we go. The first question, as we see, is what is the difference between loyal and loyalty? So the difference between loyal and loyalty is being loyal is to stand by a person regardless of whether he or she is right. Wow. Having faith in a person entails belief in the redeeming values of that person in light of evidence to the contrary. Loyalty is continuous patronage to something or someone no matter what. Being loyal is being there for your loved one. This is the definition that I found for that first question. What is the difference between loyal and loyalty? Now, the second question, what is the difference between loyalty and respect? All right. So the main difference between respect and loyalty is that the respect is a feeling of regard for someone or something, and loyalty is a faithfulness or a devotion to a person, country, group, or cause. Miss Barbara said, say so. You teaching now. The third question is, what is loyalty and responsibility? And it says, according to Merriam-Webster's collegiate dictionary, loyalty is defined as being faithful to a cause, ideal, custom, institution, or product. Responsibility is defined as being able to answer for one's conduct and obligations. So that's a big difference between loyalty and responsibility. All right, our fourth question is, what are the two senses of loyalty? And the answer is the two senses of loyalty in a professional ethics are, number one, agency loyalty is number one, and identification loyalty is number two. So the term loyalty in professional ethics means being faithful for anyone's support and is related with emotions of human beings as well as the attitude. So that's the answer. That's the Webster's Dictionary answer for number four. Number five, is loyalty good or bad? This is the question for the week. Is loyalty good or bad? And here, this is the definition that I found. Loyalty is valuable because it allows us to take the risk of predicting the actions and the behavior of people that we trust. One may not always correctly decide who to be loyal to. And some people may even disappoint us or deceive us when we are loyal to them. But being loyal is being devoted and vulnerable, but never naive. That's the answer to this question. So I can't answer this question for you as an individual. Is loyalty good or bad? But because it depends on your perspective, it depends on your outlook. With that, does anybody have any questions before we end this segment? Because our 30 minutes is up now. Does anybody have any questions, or do you have any scenarios that maybe you want to put in the feed and we can discuss it? I can discuss it with you. And I'm going to move on, but if you do, I will acknowledge whatever questions or whatever scenarios that you would love to share about loyalty, because we got 4 weeks this month. We got 4 weeks to go over this. And this is a it's a sensitive topic. It's a serious topic. But it's a topic that needs to be talked on, because what we've seen, especially these last 4+ years, we as a country and as a nation globally, we witnessed loyalty in a sense of an insurrection when it came to our government, that people were so loyal to a cause or to a promise or to a whatever, so they were willing to break the law. We witnessed that. That was a sense of loyalty. We still witness in the South, where people are where the government is trying to change up our voting laws at this time due to a sense of loyalty. So but then we have to look at it on this term too. When you see a husband and wife, or a family member, and one family member may experience a health issue, maybe we're in a severe accident, and then and I'm going to talk about maybe a marriage where the husband or the wife, who the one that is not injured, they choose to spend the rest of their days or the rest of their spouse's days caring for them, taking care of them and loving them. That's a sense of loyalty. Religious, we're going to talk about that too, about no matter what, standing on your religious perspectives and your decision. That's loyalty. So we're going to break it down. And like Miss Barbara said, it all depends. The question, is loyalty good or bad? Her answer was, it all depends. And I agree with her wholeheartedly. It does all depend on the circumstances, on the situation, on a person, on the outlook, their perspective. It just depends, But we're going to dig deeper into this. So I'm going to move this along. So the summary is, while there's certainly nothing wrong with a choice that feels right or works, it takes more to build a strong case for a particular choice, especially in a significant area of life. As a result, such people in the majority kind of go through life without a strong, again, set of convictions about why they're making the choices that they're making. So as a further result, it is difficult to practice integrity in the realm of ideas. So since a pragmatist holds no fixed ideas, and it's difficult to practice loyalty in the realm of friendship and marriage, since a pragmatist has nothing consciously powerful or deep to which to be loyal. So this again, our the person that I'm following his teachings right now, Dr. Hurd, he's saying that most people they have nothing consciously powerful or deep to for them to follow, to be loyal to. So that's why he's saying most people will never be loyal at all. So I want to thank you all for participating with me on this evening. We had a little technical difficulties earlier, but thank you for participating. We're doing Counsel of the Day. I'm doing it all month long. Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And let me make this a little bigger really quick. Every Tuesday and Thursday evening, I will be on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from 9 to 9:30. And normally I'm off at 9:30. We had a little technical difficulties tonight. So I will resume. Let me, and we're going to end this. But I am so happy that you all were on tonight. Thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me move this along, guys. I'm using so many monitors and stuff, but we're gonna move this along. All right, so if there's a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae series that you missed or just want to rewatch, you can go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell, and select any past series to watch whenever you want to on my YouTube channel. Okay. Also, if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via my Facebook Messenger or at my ShanraePrice@gmail.com. Email. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in reaching your life's goals and your life dreams. Thank you, Condi. Thank you. Also, if you feel that this teaching has helped you in a positive way or blessed your life, please feel free to donate a coffee blessing to my Cash App, $Shanrae Price. But either way, I'm so glad that you all were on tonight. God bless you all, and I will see you all Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.